Signs that he has an avoidant attachment style. He pushes you away as soon as you get too close. The relationship lacks that emotional closeness and intimacy. It feels very surface level. When he is stressed, he doesn't seek help. He doesn't lean on you to help him get through the hard times. He self-isolates and detaches. His autonomy and his space is his top priority. He is emotionally distant or unavailable. He has a hard time empathizing with you and how you feel. He has a fear of intimacy and connection. And most times, the closer you get, that triggers his fear response and he pulls away and becomes emotionally distant, detached, and avoidant. He will be stingy with his affection and limit his affection towards you. He fears commitment and those conversations about the future, where you guys see yourself, that freaks him out, that makes him pull away.
Hey guys, hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. So I was scrolling, I think on Facebook, came across this video of this guy that was talking about pretty much different attachment styles, and he's focused on the avoidant one. So it just clicked for me. I was like, wait a minute, the situationship guy that I dealt with a couple years ago was definitely an avoidant attachment style kind of guy, because everything now I look back, I realized that he was. And that's one of the issues that caused me to pretty much walk away at the time, block him, and just move on with my life. And that's how I ended up meeting my husband. Honestly, the situation was really very toxic and really bad, to the point where I felt like I needed grippy socks and I needed to be put somewhere in. I was singing Rihanna Rehab, because I was literally like, that's how I felt. This person just put me through some physical and mental things that I just didn't even know. Like, I had to literally get myself out of that situation. So I think it's important sometimes to keep in mind about the different attachment styles that people have, because sometimes you're in a relationship or marriage and all that, and you're having difficulties, and you realize like, hey, what the heck is going on? Because this person is just not getting it and all that stuff. It's because some people are really, really intense in what attachment style they have. And then there's people that are like both and they're combined and blah, 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 blah. And some have realized it and they know this, so they're working on it. But if somebody's not working on it, I'm telling you, just get that suitcase and start packing, because you're going to be going through the roller coaster. I mean, a roller coaster, okay? Because that's what I literally went to. Thank God I didn't marry this person, because if I had done that, oh my gosh. The reason I use the situationship example is because I don't really have anything else to talk about. I mean, I'm a married woman, so it's kind of hard to have any other examples, guys. There is 4 main attachment styles. There's secure, anxious, avoidant, and disorganized, I believe. And I'm going to focus on the avoidant one. I'll leave the information, or you can Google search attachment styles and you'll see where you maybe fit in and things like that. So let's focus on the avoidant. The avoidant one is interesting, and I'll start telling you guys, for example, the stories of the person. So we met on this app, and a couple months in, we were physically really attached to each other, and we had that chemistry. But what I noticed started happening is chemistry is really all that seemed to work well. Everything else was just not working. Like, it was a push and pull. And it's like, I'm here, I'm not there, I'm hot and cold. 1 minute I'm checking out, everything, we're enjoying something, and then the minute you don't want to be there, like you're rushing to leave. You know, so it was just like something that made me look at myself and start asking, like, am I the problem? Like, this person doesn't want me. But then when I left them alone, they would be trying everything to get a hold of me. So I was like, okay, so this is like a cat and mouse. And so after a while, I just left the whole thing, and I stopped, right? So what did I notice that convinced me that this person was definitely an avoidant? The first one is they enjoyed being alone. And I'm talking like they would almost be in this little places where I would notice like they would disappear for like 2 months. 2 months in, and they will be coming back. So 2 months, and then he comes back like calling and blowing up my phone, like, we gotta hang out, I gotta see you, blah, blah, blah. And then we do all that, and then he kind of checks out, no communication, no texting, no calling, and then he would just be gone. Then randomly you would find me, like, for example, like I had my Snapchat, or he would run into me later on. I think I forgot the other social media platform that I was on that he found me on. Whatever. So he would do that. So I noticed that pattern, right? So they love their alone time. And sometimes getting involved with you is going to force them to have to spend that time with you. And they're very selfish about it. So if you notice like you're really begging for somebody to spend time with you, they might be an avoidant, they might have an avoidant attachment style. So they really just enjoy their alone time, and they want to see you once in a while, but not all the time. It's almost like routines where you're building and working towards something, it doesn't work for them. They need you to be like, I see you today, and maybe if I don't see you in a month, we're all good, and you have to accept it. And a lot of some people, like I said, are aware of their attachment style. Some people are not, and they're not working on fixing it. So it becomes this thing where you have to realize what's going on, and you get your suitcase and go. Okay. So the next one is expression of their feelings and their emotions are difficult. So I had moments where this person who called me that they're feeling lonely. They're like, what are you doing? Like, I want to see you, but they didn't really want to see me. It's almost like they don't want to say that part. So they would say, oh, I don't like to talk about my problems. Like I was trying to push it. Like, hey, what's going on? I was concerned sometimes because they would be literally like, I feel lonely. And I'm like, okay, do you want to talk about it? And they literally would shut down on me. Sometimes they would be like, oh, somebody's calling my phone, I gotta hang up. And I'm like, okay, I'm talking to you, what the heck? So this happened over and over where there's things that are going on in his life. Like one time his auntie or something passed away and he didn't want to talk about it. And I'm literally like asking, like, are you okay? What do you like? I'm like, what do you need? And he didn't bring it up. He just was like, well, we already went to the funeral. And I'm just like, okay. And you wrote me a long text like he was taking a break and blah, 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 or whatever. Or he told me about his job and how he won't have time for us to meet. But then I'm like, okay, and that's all fine. Then he would text me again like a week later, like, maybe I'm going to try to come. Like it was just consistent of he couldn't really express himself all the way and his feelings. It was so weird. Another one is checking out and running away from situations. So routines, when you start hanging out and something is building and brewing, they don't want this. This is too much. It's overwhelming and they try to run away from it. So they would avoid you at all costs. Sometimes they block you on their phones. It's weird. But they literally block you and you keep trying to get through and nothing. And then they'll unblock you. And then later on they want to talk to you and communicate with you. How's life? How is everything? But it's like you literally were trying to push me away. So they try very hard to not have routines with you because that is overwhelming and too much. So they find a way. All right. This one is another one. They're really good at being extremely physical with you in person. But also that can also be something they check out from. So you find yourself, it's like it's overwhelming for them. So they give you all the attention with touch and all that, and intimacy. But they also check out from that. So 1 minute they could be all over you and then they just stop. And you look at them like, okay, what is happening? What? And they're just like, okay, do you have to go somewhere? Like, I have to go this. They make up random stuff. Like, I have to go do my laundry. And it's like, just a minute ago you were all over me. I don't understand. Like, how do you start somebody's emotions and feelings and then you just check out and you got to go do laundry? That's not how it works. It's like, what about the person? So in that way, they're doing this. And sometimes they're not even aware, All right. The other one is they have a lot of negative energy, or they talk about certain things in a negative way. So one of the things that I noticed he would say is like, one time I was joking with him that I'm going to use my body to make money on social media or something like that. And he was like, go for it, do it. And I was like, okay, that's a test that you just failed. Because if you're okay with me, if I was your woman going out there, using my body to do my thing like that, you should be like, oh, I don't want you out there like that. It's almost like, or when I mentioned that, relatives would give me money on my birthday, he was like, take the money. Like I would take the money. And I'm like, it seemed very negative to me. Like you encouraging me to go ahead and let people use people for money if they were giving it to you. Like to just take advantage. If somebody's giving you something, take it. And I was like, I'm not like that. But he kept pushing that. And so in some ways, like he had a negative view with certain things that really bothered me sometimes. So with an avoidant person, they like their alone time. And that alone time, they try to self-soothe. So they'll do certain things like maybe watch a lot of TV, they'll watch a lot of porn on their phone, and they'll be up late nights. This is something that this guy mentioned, that they stay up a lot late and are just whatever, because there's times that I found his social media, and at the times that he wasn't spending time with me, he was posting up videos where he was playing certain games, like little games where you do like little funny faces or whatever. And I'm literally like, you posted this at this time. That means that you're over here, you didn't contact me, you didn't reply my messages, but you're over here playing a game. So the boredom that they experience, where their brain is bored. So they're doing things, to occupy that, but they would never call you and be like, let's go hang out. Because once again, their alone time is important to them. So it's just thing that you just find yourself like, they're self-soothing, finding things to help them out. Because in the moment, later on they do realize like, oh, I effed up, like maybe I did something wrong. And it's just like they realize it, but also it's almost impossible for them to try to fix it. So for example, we had one argument that was really bad, and there was a time where I was like, I told him that, whatever, this thing that you did really hurt me, and I could see that he was sorry about it. But it's almost like even getting the word out to say he was sorry, it became kind of difficult. I could see his face. And when he realized, it was like, oh my God, I effed up. Like, I really hurt this person. But then it's almost like they say sorry and then they're back to the same. So being with this type of a person can be a very emotional and a roller coaster that can take a toll on you. And a lot of, even the guy that was talking about this was like, at the end of the day, you have to choose peace, and you have to just walk away, because it's this roller coaster that it will just never end. And if they don't even realize that they have this issue, because he would say things like, there's times I've gone and mad at my mom about this and that. I was worked up. I had mood swings. And I'm literally like, did you try to fix that? And it's kind of like, well, I just bought this, weed or whatever. And I smoked a little bit and all this. And I'm just like, you literally need maybe physical, like a therapist, because literally it's patterns. And also certain things maybe have triggered them, especially like with trust, and there was a time where I was telling him, like, if you want to have a family or get married someday, like, you would have to open up and do all these things. And he was like, yeah, I know. And if he did something wrong, I would try to correct. And he would say, I know, but he wouldn't fix it. So it's like, to a certain point, they're aware that they're affecting people, but sometimes this thing is so strong that they can't even get through it. It's almost like a block, and until people are really hurt and people are upset, like he said, his family members knew, like, that he would get angry and get mood swings all the time. And I could see that. I think it's bothered him, but he's like, and sometimes he would literally talk to me and he'd be like, I think maybe I just know that, he's like, how come you don't open up to, like, he would ask me that, like, why don't you open up to me, like, why? Like, I would say, hey, what we are doing is a situationship, and it's pretty much a physical thing, and he just refused to accept that. He would be like, no, it's not. So maybe he had some feelings for me, but the personality or whatever took over to the point where he didn't even know how to respond to me. So it led us to a point where I just had to block him and walk away.